popping out this morning quickly because I want to go and take some photographs. I was out riding my bicycle this morning down in the rice paddies, and I haven't done that so much recently because it's been quite wet, it's been raining a lot, and I had gout for a while, and I can't ride my bike when I've got gout in my ankle, and we've had visitors staying, so it was lovely to get out on my bike this morning and really just enjoy all of the activity that's taking place, seeing how much rice is being planted, see how much is left to plant, and yeah, watching the burn life, things like that. It's just beautiful at this time of the year. It's the best time of the year. And I've been photographing a sala, which is one of the little rest structures that farmers build, so when they're working in the fields they can take a bit of a break. I've got a little platform there with a roof, but there's not many of them around now, and the ones that are there, most of them are pretty dilapidated. I think it's because most of the farmers, most of the workers in the fields now have motorcycles, whereas in the past they didn't, so they would walk down to the fields and they'd take a rest in one of these salas, one of these structures, during the day, but now they hop on their motorcycle and go home for lunch or go home at the end of the day. It was much easier than before, so they're kind of a fading part of the Thai landscape, I guess, the Thai tradition. And as far as photographing landscapes, it's something good to have a point of interest in the landscape. And there's this one particular one that I've photographed a number of times that I saw this morning, and it's looking beautiful, so I'm just going to go and have a look at that with my camera and take some pictures, because it might be the last time that I get to photograph it, because it's on quite a lean and it's partly fallen down already. What attracted me most this morning was that it's the field next to it's not yet planted, but it's flooded, so it's got a really nice reflection in it, so I want to see if I can capture that this morning, because the weather's cleared up even more now than it was this morning, and beautiful cloudscape, beautiful sunshine, and the rice fields at this time of the year, those things just all add up to making better pictures, so I'm just off to enjoy that with the camera. How about that? It looks like I'm a little bit slow. There's the sala there, and when I came past here earlier this morning, these fields here had no rice planted, but they've been planted just, must have been just after I came back from my ride. When I was coming back, I saw 3 or 4, 5 motorcycles with people on them, looking down like they were coming down to plant. I can see some of them over there in the distance now, still planting out these larger fields, so never mind, it's still giving us a nice reflection. I love the reflection of the clouds in the water when you've got this nice broken up cloud in the sky above reflecting in these rice paddies. It's just beautiful. It's nice with a clear blue sky as well, but with this it just adds a little bit more texture to the image. And that reflection's looking good from the sala. Let's go for a bit of a walk around and watch the reflection as I move. Also watching what's going on in the background there, because I don't really want that bright orange digger in my photos. Here it looks like there was a few too many rice seedlings popped out into this field that they haven't planted them. Maybe they're going to plant them in these other fields here. But, yeah, the reflection's nice here, and you can see the lean, but there's that house and the white wall in the background that doesn't make it attractive. Let me see if I can capture it from here. Well, I've got the option of including the house and the white wall, or cropping it out and getting the digger in the photo, because I've only got a 35mm lens with me this morning, so my options are limited, but that's alright. I can do a bit of editing work, creative editing work, to get rid of the digger later on if I feel like it. It's not so bold in the photos. Got to be pretty careful walking around here. Nobody minds that when you're careful and you're just staying to the path, but sometimes these paths are a little bit dodgy. They're a bit soft because there's just so much water. I've got to be really careful about where I put my feet. I've photographed this sala here a number of times over the years, and it used to look really nice. It was quite a nice structure, but you can imagine why it's sinking the way it is, because of all this water that's around it once a year for a few months. As I'm making my photographs, I'm making my exposures manually, as I always do, but I'm also changing the exposure, so each time I take a frame I'm underexposing and overexposing from what the camera is telling me is correct, because it's just really fun to play with the contrast. There's so much contrast between the sala and the reflection, and then the sky are all quite different light values, so it's just good to have the option of different exposure settings when I come to edit. Some are going to be better than others. And it allows me to experiment with my editing a bit more and the light values that I'm choosing. It's quite late this season for planting, it seems. Not all of the fields are planted yet, and we're already into August. Some years the rice is well established by this time of the season. But I guess it just all depends on the amount of rain, the amount of water that's available, as to when they plant. I'll just go for a bit of a walk down here to this other sala. It's got a good lean on it, and it's also one that I've photographed a number of times before. I think it's the same one I'm pretty sure it's the same one that my friend Mike painted a while ago too. I've got a good friend who's a fabulous artist, and he enjoys painting from my images. He lives up in the north. And I was just up there, made a video with Mike recently. Looking very nice. Beautiful reflection there. And I dare say this is another sala that's on one of its last seasons. I don't think anybody's going to be repairing that. It's looking rather dilapidated. Not much there really, there's not a lot of water in that paddy, there's too little in this one here to get a decent reflection, so maybe I'll come back in a day or two. I don't know if you can see it on the action camera, but there is a flock of egrets out there. There you go. See them flying up there, there's a few other birds in there too. And they come for the fish and the crabs and the frogs in the rice fields. Just beautiful. When I'm riding in the morning, sometimes come past on my bicycle, if there's some near the edge of the road, they'll fly along. I'll frighten them just by being there. They'll fly up and they'll just hover or just glide above the water, about a metre above the water, and catching the reflections. Just gorgeous. But yeah, there's hundreds of them out there at the moment. Beautiful to see. And the low cloud up in the mountains. Beautiful to see the sunlight on the mountains. Always fascinating, always changing, always beautiful. So there it is. I'll head back home again.